Minimalism is a word that carries a lot of weight these days. Life in the pandemic times have taught us to value life. We have come to realize that no amount of material possessions can bring us a real sense of security. Physical attachment to temporal things only brings us temporary pleasure, but true joy emanates from within. A minimalist focuses on what really matters. Hence, for a minimalist, less is more. How can less be more? Less stuff, more space. Less spending, more money. Less social media, more time to read. Less junk food, more healthy food. Less doubting, more believing. Less ungratefulness, more gratitude. Less complaining, more encouraging. Let's look at a man who was taught this minimalist policy. Less doubting, more believing. Less fearful, more courageous. We will turn our attention to Judges 7 1 to 8. Gideon sounded the trumpet. The trumpet call was well received. Several men from all over stepped out of hiding and met to engage the enemy in battle. Many stepped up to the challenge. Nearly 32,000 men stood before Gideon, ready to fight the battle against the Midianites. But before Gideon could make a prayer of gratitude, God intervened and gave him the minimalist policy. God told Gideon, "There are too many men." God didn't want the people to gain courage in numbers. So he called a meeting and made a simple announcement. All those who are fearful and afraid, please go home. A whooping 22,000 men departed. Gideon was baffled. Gideon felt as if he had been punched in the gut, but God had a better picture. What he didn't want were a group of men still bowing to the idol of fear. Revelation 21, verse 8 clearly states of the description of people who will not be in heaven: the fearful and the unbelieving, and the abominable, murderers, fornicators, sorcerers, idolaters, all liars shall have their part which burns with fire and brimstone, which is second death. God knew that those men who were fearful didn't have the fortitude to fight his battle. When God saw the army of 10,000 men, they were still large in number. They were downsized based on the manner by which they drank water. 300 lepers who cupped water up to their mouth were chosen as God's army. Why? These men were considered good soldiers who did not allow themselves to fall down and satisfy their thirst in the most convenient manner. These lepers, good soldiers, simply crouched and took some water with single cupped hand as they remained upright in their military armor to strengthen themselves for the battle, and they proceeded without delay against foe. They were men who were watchful and were prepared for an emergency. The lepers used a single cup hand in the same way the dog uses his tongue to scoop up a portion of water and flick into their mouths quickly. Much water is lost, but it's quick and easy. What does Gideon's story teach us today? God is not with a cowardly crowd, but with a courageous few. God wants us to learn that if we have the right standing with Him and if He's on our side, then the victory is sure as ours because the Lord is fighting our battle. 1 Corinthians 1:27 reads, God has chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise, and God has chosen the weak things of the world to conform the things which are mighty. Believe and be blessed.